Welcome to the Retro Blood.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Retro Blood as we continue this look into 1980s Lucio Fulci's films. We've been doing a plethora of different Fulci style films this month. And boy, what a doozy do we have. Because up next, if y'all like erotic, Italian, very European artsy stories that involve abusive boyfriends who will get you all razzled and dazzled with his fantastic microphone or saxophone, I should say, skills.
Saxophone, yeah.
Saxophone skills in the vagina. All right. If y'all like doctors who just, or if y'all like a doctor who just wants to bang prostitutes, doesn't want to pay attention to his wife and just wants to have sex with his capture. And if y'all like a girl named Jessica and she was something different in Italian, which we'll talk about. If you like her wandering around naked, freaking out about her boyfriend dying and wandering around naked some more. And if y'all like the good old bush, then this is a review for you, brother, because the Retro Blood is talking all about the devil's honey. J.H. Alison, James Kline. What's happened, Alison? How was your experience with the honeys of the devil? Did you like this?
Man, I'm pretty sure we've done all of the good Lucio Fulci movies from the 80s at this point. Like we are scraping the barrel. We are scraping the barrel. But I don't know. This movie is not as bad as I'm going to make it sound probably when we're doing this show. It's like parts of the movie, I was like, I was enjoying myself. And in parts of it, I was like, what the fuck am I even watching? Like,
and how were you enjoying yourself, Alison? Was it late at night with some lotion?
Oh, yeah. I walked right into that one. But, I hated it at first. Like I absolutely hated everything about it. And then it kind of got into the revenge plot. And I'm like, okay, This is okay. But then by the end of it, I was like, I hated it again.
Were you not entertained by Dr. Simpson having his face cut and then her licking his blood off her hairy bush? Were you not entertained? Are you telling me you weren't entertained, Alison?
I don't know if entertained was the word I would use, but I was just kind of like, what am I watching? What is this? So at least it was only like 80 minutes long.
My thing was, since, I'm bold, I say whatever. Was I supposed to jack off during this film or no? I'm not exactly sure.
I couldn't decide. I couldn't decide if it was supposed to make me turned on or not. But it was
like, if you're like a big fetish dude, you know what I mean? Yeah. I could see you liking all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Well,
I mean, I don't think I was trying to like figuring out what was the audience for this one. You know what I mean? Because
Fulci, who was this made for?
Obviously we know Fulci. We talk about Fulci all the time, this whole month. Like I think he's going to be best known for his horror films, like his Gates of Hell trilogy, his Galileo films, like the New York Ripper, stuff like that. It's like directors every once in a while want to do like more. You know what I mean? Obviously Fulci didn't only do horror films. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, we talk about Conquest wasn't a horror film, even though that film was great.
That was great, yeah.
It had horror elements in it. Just like this one had like a little bit, obviously it had like the revenge plots and stuff like that. But I think this is more like his like artsy side was coming out. Like his Italian artsy, I'm going to, talk about story of, loss and betrayed and, sexual erotic dreams and stuff like that. And, I think that's like, that was like the point of this, but yes, this what I would say wouldn't be my favorite Fulci style film. I could see why he did it, because, films like this, you know, it's to me, it's like very like European, like hipster. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them would probably like really like this style of film. Maybe they did it for them at the time.
Kinda. I mean, see, I can't decide. Is it supposed to be an art movie or is it like a softcore porn movie? I mean, this was considered a major movie for him, though.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He didn't write. No, he did help. He did write it, and he helped write it.
Yeah.
Like it's so strange though, because you can tell during parts of it that he directed it. Like it just looks like a movie that he directed, especially like the scene where she's walking in the rain. That looks like a Fulci movie scene. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't horrible. Yeah. I think it didn't help that it was told completely out of order.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that the dubbing is not 100% accurate.
No.
And well, you know,
well, I like,
but a lot of it, I was just standing there and I'm like, what am I watching? Why is this happening?
I do like it where they change the names for the dub. It's like something I would do. Like if I would have dubbed this, because you know I can never say Italian names, I would just make everything American.
Yeah, because they all had like Italian names. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like you're saying. Like I can't put my finger on this one either. Like it has elements of Fulci, like, you know, when she brought out the knife, you know what I mean? That cool RPG Italian music came on. You know, it has like this, like maybe the Italian version of I Spit on Your Grave or something like that. Like it's kind of like a woman's revenge story, kind of. But then it has all this like deeper meanings, you know, besides like, you know, love, betrayal, loss, and becoming a new self, and you know, the sexual desires and your sexual fantasies and stuff like that. And you know, it has elements of like that, you know, like when you get captured, you form a bond with your capturee, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
So,
okay.
You know,
yeah.
It has very like emotional elements to it, but it is, some parts are a little goofy. Okay.
A little. Yeah.
So it's very interesting. It's just a very interesting film. I wasn't, you know, when we were doing this Fulci month, I saw this one, I read some previews about it, and I was like, man, I don't know if I want to watch like a half porn film and like review it and shit. But you know, it's one of the only ones we can find out of the 80s that he did that's accessible. All right.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I think like it shows like his range of, you know, maybe not doing horror and just trying to make something like, you know, a little bit more emotional, you know, kind of like disturbing compared to like visually disturbing, like some of his horror films are.
Yeah. I mean, I think you actually got more out of this than I did.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like the way you describe it makes it sound better than the enjoyment I got out of it. I mean, you
gotta watch it late at night with some beer, brother. You'll be all right.
I guess so. Like, I think that the length of it helped. Like, it's only like 83 minutes long. You know, if this thing had been like 90 minutes or 2 hours or an hour, 40 minutes, it would have been excruciating. But like, I'm still not sure why some of the stuff that happened in it happened. Like the whole movie theater scene. Like, I'm not sure why that happened and what that's supposed to be.
Bro, that came out of nowhere. I did not expect
that. Came out of nowhere.
I did not expect that scene. And brother, I was watching that shit and I was like, okay, they're going to theater. Yeah. Johnny's trying to kiss her. What's new? All right, what's this guy? He's horny. What's new? We already know he's horny. Next thing you know, he grabs fucking, what's his name? Travis or whatever, the director guy. He's like, you know what, brother? You're just going to have to suck this dick. I was like, what's going on here, man? I was like, what is going on here, brother?
Like,
what was this?
Yeah. Well, right, exactly. Because I thought that maybe I missed a plot point, but I'm not watching this piece of shit again. So I don't know. I figured you'd explain it to me if it made any sense, but I guess it doesn't. So I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know why that happened. Like, because I mean, we'll talk about it, I'm sure, but like, because the whole point of the movie was like Johnny was this fantastic guy and Jessica was like getting revenge because the surgeon killed him, right?
No, I mean, no. Okay, so like, I think we'll go over when we do the review, but I think the story was that Johnny was like obsessed, obviously, with Jessica. Okay.
Yeah.
But he was so obsessed with her that he became like overbearing, obsessing. You know what I mean? Where you're so obsessed and you don't let the girl do anything, and then you just have uber sexual fantasies that you need to fuck every 5 seconds. And so,
Well, yeah, right. Okay.
Because it implied sometimes that he probably raped her. All right.
Well, maybe, or maybe they're just like into that kind of like, kind of rough sex. Maybe I wasn't sure.
Are you saying it's European there, Alison?
It's Europe. It is European for sure. I wasn't sure about that because she seemed to be like either like thought he was fantastic or she was just obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Then but I do see your point of how it's kind of like, if she's, quote unquote, held captive by him, and then she kind of becomes like, obsessed with her captor. Yeah. And then the surgeon kind of becomes obsessed with her when she captures him, sort of too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that. That might be.
It's like a cycle of like emotional. Like it's like a cycle of like sexual emotional desires and fantasies and control. I guess it's like a big story of control in like the sexual way, like a lot of sexual dominance control was like the theme of this one. So, but we'll get on into it with the review.
We will.
So, it's definitely a different style film that we've done review on here before. All right, but I think it is pretty interesting. It shows like the range, I guess, of Fulci's directing in a way, because, it's kind of cool to see like, like horror directors and stuff like do other things. And, sometimes they succeed and sometimes they don't. So, but let's get on to the history segment because we got some fun stuff to talk about. We're not only talking about fucking saxophones and some hairy bushes. No, we're going to be talking about some pro wrestling and some metal, brother. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I got this release date. There's a couple of different ones, but I got this one. So this movie came out around, according to IMDb, August 21st, 1986, in Italy. All right. Mm-hmm. So we'll talk about yours last, Alison, because we got a tragic story, and you know more about the band than I do, and the guy as well too. But I'll give you my thoughts on that pretty soon. But the first thing I want to talk about, though, is actually a pretty big event that happened in the world of pro wrestling that aired on August 28th. So 7 days after this movie aired in your local Italian theater. Just imagine bringing your date to this movie.
It might not be the worst date movie ever.
Imagine if you brought like a date and then your friend like tagged along.
That's what I was thinking.
Then you saw that theater scene. You're just like, you know what? It's a great idea.
Like all the times it's like me and you and Bethany went to the movies, and like I was just thinking, wow, this got awkward real quick. Like I gotta go. I'm taking an Uber home. I gotta go.
I know, we like stared at each other like, I don't know about that one.
I gotta go.
So while we're basically traveling the globe on this one because we were watching this movie in the theater in Italy, while in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the WWE had a big closed circuit television event called The Big Event.
Uh-oh. All right. Okay.
The event was advertised locally in July 15. Toronto Star has Hulkamania and was promoted as the headline event of the 1986 Canadian National Exhibit. So this is a big deal that's happening over here in the Canadas. So yeah, this was it was promoted on so like I was saying before, it was promoted on the headlining event of the 1986 Canadian National Exhibit. And according to the WWF's official magazine, the event drew a total audience of just under 70,000 fans. A matched sellout crowds at Exhibit Stadium, previously only drawn by The Who and Bruce Springsteen.
Okay. So, wow. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah. So this big event in the title. It was a pretty big event for Canadian stadium. I mean, that's pretty good because it says the Who and Bruce Springsteen, although attendance estimates vary from a paid attendance of 61,470 all the way up to total attendance of 74,000. Sources agree the big event set a professional wrestling outdoor attendance record at the time. Excuse me. According to Jim Hunt of the Toronto Sun, the big event grossed a reported 1 million Canadian dollars. Ticket ranged from 20 ringside, damn, imagine that nowadays, to $8 further away, with profits from ticket sales alone estimating between 75 and 100,000. So pretty crazy.
That sounds like nothing for a show.
Yeah,
like $100,000. Like I would say, like probably every episode of SmackDown makes probably in the millions and ticket sales.
Well, nowadays because of inflation and like the huge price tickets that the WWF or I would say AEW so much, but WWF definitely the price tickets are crazy nowadays. Like we talked about that before on this close. But for 1986, I mean, that is a good amount of number, I would say. That was on here. But yeah, I mean, like, obviously nowadays you hear a lot more attendance records and gate records, the stuff they promote the shit out of it, like, overcharging everybody. But for this time, I mean, this is a big event. I mean, you could tell the WWF was a worldwide phenomenon at this time, going to Canada and like doing that, drawing that much. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, who was on the card? Does it say?
Yes. Let's see. So we have a couple matches on here. The main card was basically it started off with the Killer Bees. And they went to go. It was Jim Brunzell and B. Blind Bear. They defeated Jimmy Jack Funk and Haas Funk with Jimmy Hart. All right. By the way, you can find this event on YouTube. By the way, and this was released. Nice. And this was released on the Coliseum video. And that.
Oh, I love those Coliseum tapes. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one was part of that as well. We also have the Magnificent Morocco with Mr. Fuji versus King Tonga, ended in a time limit draw. We have the Junkyard Dog defeated Adrian Adonis. Dick Slater. All right. He would have loved this movie, Dick Slater.
I bet he would have.
Yeah, he defeated Iron Mike Sharp. All right. And then we have our big matches coming up right now. We had Bobby Heenan, King Kong Bundy, and Big John Studd defeated the Machine, Super Machine, and Big Machine, and Captain Lou Albano. All right. We had Ricky Steamboat versus Jake Roberts. All right. In a snake pit match.
Okay.
All right. Billy Jack Haynes defeated Hercules.
Ooh.
Smash, brother. Big old
that'd been awesome.
All right. We had Harley Race defeated Pedro Morales. And of course, the main event of the big event was the man himself that we talked about on the episode 200 in detail. Like we said, we're going to be talking about him some more on this podcast, as long as we do it, because he was a big star in the 80s. Hulk Hogan, the WWF champion at the time, defeated Paul Orndorff. Viva disqualification.
No, of course.
11 minutes. All right. So,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, it doesn't say who the Machines were, right? One of them, this wasn't one of the era where Andre the Giant was one of the Machines, right? It was, I guess, somebody else.
It doesn't say who the Machines were, but I think one of them might have been Andre the Giant. Let's see, the Machines, Super Machine. Let me see. Okay, Super Machine was Axe from Axe and Smash.
Okay, all right.
And Big Machine was Blackjack Mulligan. So yeah, this wasn't the era of Andre the Giant on here. It was just Blackjack Mulligan and Axe were the Machines.
Okay.
So
that sounds like a cool show, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fun one. All right, so just a couple of things about the aftermath of the event. Apparently, the event faced cold weather and oversold sections. The Toronto Star reported attendees were layers of sweaters and jackets the evening of the event, kind of like that one WrestleMania, maybe the WrestleMania they had after COVID.
Yeah,
it got like rained. It was like raining and shit like during half of it. That's what happens when you do outdoor venues. You never know. It said refunds were issued when several floor sections were oversold due to a ticket printing error, including tickets that had been sold to fans who waited hours for the ticket that the day they went on sale. That sucked. And then it says the following night, WWF hosted Sam Muchnick Memorial Tournament with Harley Race, won by the last defeating Ricky Steamboat. And it said the Hogan-Orndorff feud continued to rage into the fall of 1986, with Orndorff, as he did at the big event, using Hogan's entrance theme, Real American, has his own theme.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting. Eventually, the two settled their differences in a series of steel cage matches. The most highly publicized cage match took place in December of that year, 1986, and aired on Saturday night's main event. So this is actually the start of one of my favorite Hulk Hogan's feuds was him and Paul Orndorff.
Yes.
Because they just had really good matches together. Like those guys would go hard at each other. Like this is like, for Hulk Hogan and WWF Hulk Hogan, he's not known for his match quality. It's mostly like obviously the star and the character, and then he did his his regular moves. But when it comes to him and Paul Orndorff, I thought they had really good chemistry, and they actually went really hard on each other. Like that cage match, we talked about that one on the show before. It's actually a very fun cage match from Saturday night's main event. So
yeah, I agree. Like I feel like I've talked about this before in reference to other wrestlers, but I have become more of like a Paul Orndorff fan in the last few years than I ever was before. I just thought of Orndorff as like, just a 1980s character. Like I thought about everybody from WWF in the 80s as just like a cartoon character almost. Hulk Hogan was a cartoon character. But Orndorff was a great wrestler. He was great in the ring. He had really hard, tough matches. I've never really seen a match that he did that was bad. So, Orndorff and Hogan you're right. Orndorff and Hogan was a great feud. And if anybody wants to see some good 80s wrestling, that's not, or that is WWF, I guess, though, that's a good feud to watch.
Yeah.
Hogan at his prime and Orndorff in his prime. Yeah, it was good. Good stuff.
And this event, if you think about it, that's like, 70,000. That's like almost like WrestleMania 3 numbers. You know what I mean? For this big ass event there in Canada. So
that's nice. Shocking. That's shocking. I wonder if they maybe just didn't go to Canada that often during these times. Yeah, and then it just drew a lot of people, because it's like, like when AEW went to London for the first time, they sold out Wembley Stadium, but it wasn't because they were that popular, but it was because everybody went because they never thought they'd get a chance to see them. Yeah. That kind of thing. So maybe,
Yeah, that's what the big event to me sounds like. It's like, we have one of the biggest wrestlers, in America, Hulk Hogan, which he was always a big star in Canada. Hulk Hogan was. Yes. They always loved the American-made Hulk Hogan in Canada, which I always thought was funny.
Back in that era, especially.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm pretty sure that's what it did. That it was. It was marketed as like, okay, they're coming to Canada. We don't know if they don't come here a lot. And it's one of those, we got to jump on board because, they don't come here a lot. And we just got to see, what the hype's all about. And then it kind of trickles from there. Just like you were saying with the AEW first Wembley show, same thing. So, but from going to the big event, and then soon we're going to be talking about some erotic pleasuring. We do got some sad news in the world of the metal music. We're not going to be talking about something that released on this day of 1986. We're actually going to talk about something that happened this past week of the 2025. You know a little bit more about this band than I do, Alison, even though I did see this band very early on, like when they released their first record, which I believe was their first record, Leviathan, or what?
No, that was the second one. The first album was called Remission. And when they first formed, well, I guess we should tell people who it is. So we're talking about Mastodon, one of my favorite bands. Yes. And what we're talking about is on August 20th, like I think it was like 11:30 at night, Brent Hinds, former guitarist of Mastodon, was killed in a motorcycle accident. And this is like one of those Jay Briscoe kind of moments, like that day that you called me and I told me Jay Briscoe had died. It was kind of like that. Like I'd gotten a message from somebody that morning before it was confirmed that said that there was a rumor that Brent had been killed the night before. And Brent was a major part of Mastodon. He had been in Mastodon for 25 years, and they had recently I'll say they kicked him out. They didn't, they parted ways with Brent about 6 months ago because of his substance abuse, we'll say, and just his behavior in general. Like he's just kind of a crazy person. Yeah. Like, he was always doing just like crazy. You never knew what he was going to do. He's like one of those people. Like I don't think there was anything ever malicious. And every time I've met him many times, and every time I met him, he was always extremely nice to me. But he's one of those people where you just never know what he's going to do. And I think that they just kind of got fed up with that, and then, kind of removed him from the band. And then, but sadly though, apparently, his death had nothing at all to do with substance abuse or anything like that. He was traveling on Boulevard in I think it's in Southeast Atlanta. And he was just driving his Harley down the street, probably going home. Somebody said they'd seen him at a bar that night, and he was on his way home, apparently. And this lady in a BMW, an SUV BMW, was turning left as he was coming through, but she didn't yield to him. Like, you know how when you turn left, you have to yield to oncoming traffic. She didn't yield to him and turned in front of him. And he apparently smashed into her, and was pretty much dead instantly. But he, that's the thing that really gets me as a person, is that people just assume that motorcycles are cars. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And they just assume that you can just, if and it happens to me every day. Like I complain about it every day in my car about how people just pull the fuck out in front of you. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have room to pull out and speed up. They just pull the fuck out in front of you and just hope the fuck you see them and slow down. And that's apparently what she did. But people just think that motorcycles are cars and that they can just hit the brakes and stop. And motorcycles are not quite like that. You can't slow down that fast. And you can't stop that quick. And he just probably couldn't stop in time, or maybe he didn't even see her. But, but she cut, apparently it sounds like she cut in front of him, and then he ran into her. And she probably just wasn't paying attention and didn't see him at all. But people need to watch out for motorcycles is all I'm saying. Because Brent would still be alive if she had just kept her eyes open. But yeah, I mean, it's tragic. It's fucking tragic because Mastodon, I mean, I've talked to you about Mastodon a lot. Mastodon's one of my favorite bands of all time. And I was concerned before this that without Brent and the band, that Mastodon would never be the same. And the music they put out would just not be what it was. And now they certainly will never be the same. Yeah. So I don't know, it's shocking. And I don't really have a whole lot to say about it other than I just wanted to talk about someone whose music meant a lot to me and was a cool dude. And it sucks that shit like this happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, me, I know early Mastodon, I think I saw him at an Ozfest before, or it was either Ozfest or Sounds of the Underground, one of the two. I know I saw him at a festival before.
But did you see them when you saw them? I know you said you saw them early on, but did you see them when it was just the four of them?
Yeah, whatever the lineup was when they released their second album, whatever that lineup was. Okay. Yeah. That's the one I saw live. Yeah. And I actually got the CD signed by all of them too.
Wow, that's cool. Do you still have that?
Yeah, I still have that. Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's a cool thing to have. But I saw them for the first time in like 2000, right when Remission was coming out, and then I've probably seen Mastodon 50 times.
Yeah,
I don't even know how many times I've seen them. I would go see them every single time. Yeah, they toured a lot. They would play. They played near us a lot too. Like I saw them just in Asheville like 3 times in the last 3 or 4 years. I saw them at that show with Opeth right after COVID, where they were supposed to play the Civic Center, but they didn't sell enough tickets, so they moved it all over to that really small auditorium next door, and that was fucking badass. Seeing Opeth and Mastodon in such a small place, and then I saw them with Ghost, which was weird, but they played with Ghost. I saw them at the Orange Peel, and but yeah, I kind of wish I'd gone to see them last summer when they did that Leviathan tour where they were doing Leviathan all the way through. I wish I'd gone to that now. Yeah, but it's one of those things we talked about it last week or the week before. Like, always go to the fucking show, man. You never fucking know. You never know.
I think that tour was with Lamb of God, and I think they were doing their album. I forgot which album they were doing.
I was trying to remember that. They were both doing an album all the way through, and then Mastodon did Leviathan.
And I think Kerry King's solo band was on that tour too. I was like,
yes.
Yeah, that would have been a bad. I did.
We should have gone to that.
I know. I did try to plan to go. I don't know what happened. Something happened where I couldn't make it. But yeah, that would have been a nice one. But yeah, it's just one of those things, man. Like it's in life, man. You never know what can happen. Obviously, I knew Brent. I know him as, what did he do? Guitar for Mastodon?
Yeah, he played guitar and sang.
Yeah. So obviously he's a big,
especially the band. Yeah. Mm. And he played. He was one of the main creative guys behind Crack the Sky, which was their first big hit. That's when they got really big. They were on tour with Death Clock and bands like that. Yeah. During that time, he sang a lot of that and wrote a lot of the songs. You can tell though, over the last few years, that he had kind of not been as creative with them as he normally would. The other guys kind of took over more of the songwriting, I think. But he was still a huge part of this band, and I can't even imagine the band without them. I didn't go see them this past summer when they were touring without him, because I just couldn't imagine Mastodon without him. And I always thought that, well, maybe he would straighten up and they would bring him back, and then I would never have to see Mastodon without him. But that I guess that's not the case anymore. So we'll see. But I don't know. It sucks, but always go to the show if you can. Always go to the show.
Yeah, always go to the show if you can, and try to make it. And just if you're a big fan of the person, at least you get to meet them and tell them how much you're a fan of them and stuff like that. So a lot of those, musicians and artists, wrestlers, musicians, actors and actresses, they're just like us. You never know what can happen. And just, if you ever see them, just tell them you're a big fan of them. It probably means a whole lot to them. So
it does usually. From my experience with meeting people, you could tell that it really matters to them most of the time. So yeah. But anyway,
so the only thing we can do is appreciate their art and keep their memory alive with the art forms that they provided us. So
play some Mastodon tonight. So that'll be awesome.
We will play some Mastodon at the end of this show for the podcast listeners, because when I do it on the podcast, we don't get what do they call it? Monetized like we do on this show every week. Probably because of my naughty mouth. I'm pretty sure I say every trigger word that blocks YouTube from getting us monetized.
I don't even keep up. I can't even keep up with them anymore.
So we do this for fun. We try to have a good time over here on the Retro Blood. So speaking of having a good time, let's talk about who booked this shit, brother. Oh boy.
Who booked this shit?
Why? I tried to figure out why this movie was made, but out of all my research, I couldn't figure it out why. All right, but there is something I couldn't get my hands on. It's the Devil's Honey 4K release. Apparently, there's a shit ton of extras and reviews and from the staff and director, and obviously has audio from the director and stuff. I tried to find a transcript of it, because obviously I don't have the the fucking 4K, but I just couldn't find anything. So I'm just getting some of my notes of what I could find on here. But I didn't get to figure out why he made this style movie. What we do know about it is obviously this is one of Fulci's last big budgeted theater released movies that he did in his career. Which is very interesting. Like this would be like a last one. I couldn't figure out how well it did at theaters either. I know like this movie is like mixed for online fan reviews. Like there's some fans that really like this movie because like obviously it does have a deep story with like sexual emotions and stuff like that, but it's also like a little cheesy as well too. So it's just different, I guess. It's very European. There you go.
It's very European, yeah. It's really odd. I mean, we'll talk about it more as we go, I'm sure, but it's very odd. But yeah, you're right. I was trying to figure out why this movie was made, and I'm guessing they just sold this movie to Fulci as an erotic thriller, and he's in his 60s, and he's like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll do that.
He's like, yes, maybe. I can finally live out my Italian man dreams.
Yeah.
All right. So this movie also went under a different title. I believe this is the title they used in America, but it also went around, and there also was a cut version that was sent out to America as well too. I guess they didn't have all the hairy bushes scenes.
So that was good. That was going to be my question. Like, did they cut all the nudity out of it and make the movie like 45 minutes long or something?
So I can't really
because there's a lot of nudity in this.
We didn't see that because I got mine off Prime, which I'm pretty sure like
Prime?
nowadays. Yeah, well, okay. So Prime, there's like this. I think it's called like they always have those little horror movie apps that you can do a free trial on. So that's how I got mine. Was off Prime from a free trial.
Okay,
where'd you get yours off?
I watched it on Plex.
Oh, okay, maybe I should have done Plex. So, but I'm pretty sure we watched the same version. I'm pretty sure Plex.
We did, yeah.
Has the same version. So this movie went to be known as Dangerous Obsession. There you go.
Yes. I like Devil's Honey better.
Yeah. Well, because the Devil's Honey had like a little story that Dr. Simpson was talking about with his friend and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
No. All right. So some trivia around here. I could say her first name, but her last name I'm probably going to fuck up. It was our girl who played Jessica in this film. Blanca Marsalitic. All right.
Sure.
Is if I fucked that up, I tried to find anybody. I don't think anybody ever said her name before. I tried to watch videos and everything about her name. Nobody ever gave me her fucking name.
No, right? I have no idea how you say that name, so that's good enough.
So apparently, we have some drama with her, brother. All right.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, she is trash talked on the extras of the DVD 4K version. Like I said, remember if you get the 4K of this or whatever, there's a bunch of extras on here. And I guess most of it is like a trashing her of her performance. So the actors and crews who worked with the film with her said that she was very troublesome and unliked by everyone during the filming, and even that one of the producers left her at the airport and supposedly punched her in the face.
Wow. So she was really disliked, is what you're telling me.
I don't know what she could be disliked about. I mean, she got fucking saxophone orgy, and she was walking around halfway naked during the film. You know what I mean? What's the problem?
Yeah. I mean, she apparently only made like nine movies.
Yeah.
Ever. Which the only other one I've ever seen that she did was Flesh and Blood, which is a Rutger Hauer movie.
Yeah.
She had a small part in that. But yeah, so apparently she was hard to get along with.
So it says in a 2006 interview of Severin about the making of the film, Brett Hazley and Blanca said Blanca was a bad actress and a troublemaker.
Yeah.
All right. So he wasn't a fan. All right. Blanca does have a reply, kind of. She said, when the film was released, she said, I did not consider myself prudish. All right. But I sincerely believe that Lucio Fulci had gone too far. Oh, you don't say. Was it the blood on the hairy bush, or was the saxophone going up your hairy bush? Which one was it? These are the questions I need to know. What went too far?
Where exactly was the line?
Yeah.
Where exactly was the line that that you drew? Was it the blood on your pussy, or
Was our boy Simpson eating dog food and liking it?
No, that's not the line. We've gone further than that before. So would you say this movie, I don't want to use the word shocking, but would you say this movie is more shocking than New York Ripper?
It's not as good, obviously.
No, it's definitely not as good. But I mean, like, is New York Ripper more graphic than this?
When it comes to the death scenes, yes. This one was more like shocking, where it's all like, it felt like we were watching people's fetishes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she's nude throughout like 80% of the movie.
She's like nude through the whole thing. Which,
like, she takes off her clothes to bury her dog for some reason. Although I have a theory on why that happened. I have a theory on that, and I'll get to it when we get to that scene. But anyway.
The only shocking part really is the theater scene, to be honest with you. Like, it was so shocking, I started cracking up. All right, I'm not gonna lie. That shit got me. I was like, I did not
right.
That was the most shocking part to me. Okay.
When I was like, because there's no like no reason that it would be happening. Like, there's no story element that shows that. And she's like all freaked out. And I basically had the same reaction to it that she did, really, to be honest with you. But anyway.
So it says Blanca was scandalized when she contemplated herself in this film, where she plays some explicit sex scenes. So I guess like she has some mixed feelings. She was all like, well, I did it, but like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have done that one. All right. That's what I'm getting out of her comments here. All right.
Right.
I guess she was basically, obviously, women in horror around the 80s. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of them got hired because they would do like nude scenes. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
like,
sure.
That's majority of beginning actresses around the 80s. Majority got their parts because of their nude scenes, but not all of them, obviously. You know what I mean?
Sure.
There's been some female actresses out here for big horror films that obviously didn't get naked or nothing like that. But when we're doing these low budget ones, we do see that more likely that the ones who are willing to go the extra mile a little bit to get naked and do the sex scenes will get a little bit more screen time. And it's not different for Italian films either. So I think that's what she was talking about with her not being prudish. Like, she's like, okay, well, I mean, I'll walk around naked and do all this stuff, but I think the over the top sexual stuff was just something like, she was just like, I don't know if that needed to be here in these scenes, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to mention, I doubt it's the nudity that was a problem, but like the over the top sex stuff is probably what she objected to. Because I mean, in Europe, nudity is a completely different kind of thing. Like, I mean, they have nudity on television there. So it's like, in America, we love violence, but we hate nudity. We hate sex. And in Europe, it's kind of the opposite in a lot of ways.
This is really interesting. Like, so like, that's why that's why this film was in theaters. Half the film, like we were saying, like, she was naked there all the time. But like, and in Italy and in Europe, they don't give a shit about people being naked and nothing. They would censor most of the film for the explicit violence of it. So so very interesting. Where, like you were saying, in America, we can have all the violence in the fucking world. We show a titty and like, oh, that shit's MA, brother.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about some of the names and we'll get this thing going. Some character names are different than the international version, if I may. We have Ganito. Ganito is known as Johnny.
As Johnny,
Cecilia, all right, was Jessica.
Okay.
My favorite, Guido Dominici, was turned into Wendell Simpson G. And then
That's close.
that's my bro. Just imagine. Okay, I just can imagine this.
Wendell Simpson.
They gave the script or whatever to the American voice actors. Here's all the names, and the fucking guy's like fucking Ganito who? Brother, we're gonna call him Simpson, brother. I ain't saying that Italian shit. Okay.
No, he's Wendell Simpson now.
He's Wendell Simpson. I mean, come on,
wow.
Guido Dominucci. That's not even that bad. That's like New York name.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, Guido. Come on now. Like, why do we have to change?
Yeah, that's
name?
true. Yeah, exactly. Like that would have been cool to keep. And Cecilia's not like crazy.
Cecilia's not that bad either. They're all like New York names, and they had to change it. Of all the fucking Italian names we heard in my lifetime, we had to change these guys' names to simplify Americans.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Well,
that shit just cracked me up. And then we have Carol.
That was great.
We do have Carol. Carol kept her name at least. The wife. Okay. So she kept her name. Just the last name was Simpson. So, but the Guido one was my favorite.
That's just great. Like, Brian, that's fantastic.
The fucking guys like I ain't saying that Gwendo shit. Just give me something easy. All right.
Yeah. Wendell Simpson.
Wendell Simpson. Oh God, that shit cracked me up. All right. So all right, everybody. I say the time is now. Let's explore the devil's honey.
Yeah, this huge plot we have. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
When you've spent your life like a fortune that never seemed to end, a second chance will come like a long-lost friend. Great joy will fill you and flush you hot. No more will you ever be cool, for she is the devil's honeypot, and you'll drown in her, you fool.
All right. So we start off with some creepy dude playing some creepy piano, which we find out this guy is going to be named Johnny.
Yeah.
All right. Our main guy, Johnny, doing his Italian piano. Is that how you get all the ladies there, Alison? Maybe we're doing it wrong here.
Maybe we are. Maybe we're doing it wrong. I got really annoyed by all the saxophone music in this movie.
Are you hating on the saxophone, bro?
I'm just saying, like, it just really annoyed me.
I bet if you use the saxophone like he's doing here in a second, you would have liked it.
No, yeah, maybe I'm just jealous. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to hear about that. So the pussy saxophone.
All right. So like, so I don't know if you thought this first, but then, so he's playing, right? And we see a girl like all getting all hot wild about it and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he stops and they start kissing. They are making out. And then we find out that there's a director. One of the director guys, his name is Nikki. We'll find him later. And then we have his girlfriend, Sandra. And he says like, oh, stop it. Like this is scenes that I thought they were shooting a porno at first. Did you think
right?
That?
Yeah, that's what I thought at first. Like, is this are they making a porn film? But no, they weren't.
And like, because he's trying to fuck her right there on the spot, right in front of them and everything. The guy's like, "Cut! It's not doing it." And I was like, "Oh, we do okay." At first, that's what I thought at first. We're making a porno film over here, but no, it just him. I guess Johnny's some famous. Well, he's trying to be a famous saxophone player, and his friend Nikki is his director with Sandra, and they're like recording him and stuff. And they don't really like Jessica; they think she gets in the way. But Johnny, he's obsessed with Jessica because he wants to have sex with her 24/7, anywhere and everywhere, brother.
Yeah.
All right.
Which can't blame him. She's kind of hot.
That testosterone is pumping through his veins, brother. All right.
It's all that saxophone.
That's all that saxophone, brother. It gets you all wild.
Yeah, it does.
All right. So there's a big common thing. I guess like Johnny wants to have sex all the time, but then the girl, she keeps saying, oh, no, stop it. But then still goes along with the sex.
Right.
So that's, that's a form of dominant control, I guess you would do in the red room. All right. So now Johnny wants to practice more. I swear I thought this was a porno because he's like, oh, I got to practice some more. I thought he meant practice on her because he says he needs to practice some more while he's kissing her and touching her bush. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now, so the girl doesn't want the sex. All right. And then they're talking a little bit. And this is when the conversation goes down to now he's playing his piano. And now he's playing his piano right next to her bushy vaginal area. There, Alison?
Yeah.
How would you explain this particular scene to the audience there, Alison? Was it the vibrations of the sound? Was it the sweet sound coming into the badge? Or was it the air flowing through it there, brother?
So I'm called on to be a doctor again.
What was it in the book?
There's no book for this. There is no book. There is no book for this.
There's a lot of books for this, brother. All right.
Oh my God. Like I was just as confused as you are. I'm guessing that maybe it's the vibration of the air from the saxophone that I don't know. But like he puts it like right up to her pussy and then like plays saxophone into it. And she goes wild. Maybe that's just how you do it. Maybe that's just how you do it. I don't know.
By the way, that bush, brother, you can get lost in that forest. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're in Europe in the 80s. You never know.
That's true. So she starts humping the fucking piano, and I put in my notes, this ain't no American Pie, but it's close.
No, it's close.
Uh-huh. So then now Nikki and all them come back. They're like, hey, we got to start recording again. All right. And then they all want Jessica to leave. They argue back and forth. And then eventually Johnny tells her to go wait at the bar. He's like, girl, you've had your pleasure for today. Go wait at the bar.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And so now this is when we get Dr. Simpson. Don't call me Guido. All right.
He's not Guido. Wendell.
We get Wendell Simpson over here, and he's getting ready for surgery. And he's basically telling this guy that the surgery went well. All right, at the one, I guess he finished one surgery. He's about to go into the other one, but he told one of the patient's fathers that the surgery went well. All right, and then now we see that Simpson's on his way home, and he calls up his maid to tell the wife that he's going to be a little late. Because he's going out there, and he's going out there to get him some prostitutes, brother. All right. So that's when we see the prostitute walk into his undisclosed hotel room. She gets naked. She says she's sorry she's late. She got stuck in traffic. And now her stocking is all messed up. So now she's going to rub red liquid over her stock. Now is this like a Italian or a girl thing? When your stocking is messed up, you put red shit on it?
I have no idea. I honestly have no idea what's happening in this scene. Why she's putting like red makeup or whatever that is on there.
Well, apparently,
I have no clue.
Remember when we did Silent Night, Deadly Night, and our boy Bill, which is a way better movie than this one, by the way. Check it out in the archives. Remember when our boy Billy saw red and he freaked out?
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Simpson is kind of like Billy a little bit too, because he sees red, but he gets horny. All right? Because he was all about having that girl put the red, whatever it was, all over her bushy vag. And he was all liking it, brother. All right? So now he rubs all the red stuff on her. Bro, his eyes were like, he was ready. He was
into it. Yeah.
All right. And then now he starts taking control. He starts rubbing that red shit all over her face. They kiss a little bit. Our boy Wendell puts his member in there. And just like that, brother, he ain't no Ric Flair. He's no our man. Let's just say that. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
And then after he finished, he tells her to go away. All right. And then she calls him a monster. And he called her a dumb whore.
Yeah.
All right. So now, all right. So now we get Johnny.
Yes.
Right? And I put Johnny, and I have my notes here. We get Johnny and the saxophone humper. All right. Because I didn't know her name yet at this time. All right. And they're off. We get Johnny and saxophone humper. They're on a roller coaster. And then this is when they say her name, Jessica. She's talking about all the problems and stuff that they're having in their relationship. All right. But Johnny doesn't care. He says, well, I love you. I'm obsessed with you. Let's fuck.
Yeah.
I love you.
Let's fuck.
I'm obsessed with you. Let's fuck. I love you. I'm obsessed with you. Let's fuck. That's all he wanted to do. That's all he said.
That's pretty much that's his entire role in the movie, mostly.
So he loves her. I love you. I'm obsessed with you. Let's fuck. All right. So now we have Carol, which is Simpson's wife. She can't sleep. All right. And then, of course, Simpson's there, and he says, I need my rest. So you can tell that the wife knows that something's up. She knows that basically Simpson is not loyal, and he's not paying her any attention at all. All right. So now we have Johnny riding his 80s motorcycle to some 80s ripoff music. And big shocker here, everybody. He wants to fuck on the motorcycle.
No shit.
I mean, interesting. He didn't seem like the guy who was horny to me. All right. So now he wants Jessica to touch his dick on the motorcycle, and then basically she kind of does, and they keep swerving off through different lanes and stuff. Almost hit somebody. All right. And then now we are back, I guess, at his place or their place. There's a dog freaking out outside. All right, kind of like my dog, what he would do, just freak out outside. And then now Tony and Jessica are having some sort of weird sex on the stairs.
Yep.
You ever had some weird sex on the stairs there, Alice?
All the time, man. It's one of my favorite places.
That's true. You know what I mean?
I mean, they can get bumpy. You can bang your knees on them, but still, it's a lot of fun.
So after you could tell like Johnny is into having sex everywhere, but it seems like Jessica's not, but she still caves in. It's kind of like those things. So like I say, we're seeing it's like they're we get a lot more flashbacks of their couple, but it definitely seems like it's like a half abusive relationship and then half a not. It's very interesting. So basically our boy Johnny finishes. So Jessica's outside. All right. She wants him to apologize to him. I guess that sex on the stairs was not mutual. Okay. And he says she wants him to leave. And John says, well, I can't leave. I can't leave without you. Remember, he's same thing. I love you. I'm obsessed with you. Let's fuck. That's all he wants to do. He's riding around his motorcycle. All right. Playing around a little bit. he falls off the motorcycle and he smashes his head. All right. And then now Jessica's upset. Now she's like, oh, you're okay and everything. They kiss a little bit. And Johnny says he's okay. All right. Now we have Dr. Simpson asking to see if his wife is ready. She is ready. She's all dolled up for him, but he's not paying any attention to her. And he tells her to hurry up, and she wipes off the makeup. So we can see that they're having some problems here. All right. So now Johnny is playing the piano. All right. Sandra says that Johnny was very unprofessional. He was 2 hours late. All right. And then Jessica, out of fucking nowhere, tells Nikki, hey, I'm pregnant. Weird. I was like, all right, well, fuck. Was there like a gap in time or something? Because, okay. And And then Nikki's all like, well, are you begging for money to get that abortion? Because you have to get this abortion. You can't ruin Johnny's life like this.
No.
And I'm like,
absolutely not.
What in the European is going on right now? That's what I'm thinking, watching this shit, okay? All right. So now Johnny wants to stop because he's sweating and stuff. He says his head hurts and everything. Okay. And Nikki's like, no, we ain't doing that. You can keep going. He's like, well, my head is bursting right now. All right. And then they basically tell him, don't stop, keep going. And then now Johnny's halfway playing. And then he's all fucked. He looks all fucked up and he passes out. And then we have Jessica screaming. So now the doctor, he's taking a phone call about obviously Johnny passing out, but he's taking a phone call in his car. Remember they used to have those old car phones? Only the rich people had them.
Exactly, like pre-cell phones. Yeah.
Yeah, pre-cell phone. Yeah, like one of them car phones. It's very interesting how they did that. Excuse me. So basically, the wife doesn't want him to answer the phone. And he says he asked her, there's somebody that got in a motorcycle accident. And Carol's pissed off saying, like, talk about their marriage and how, all Dr. Wendell does is, take out his patients and everything. He's paying attention to her at all. This is supposed to be their time together. And he's going off to work again. She knows, like, hey, I know you go see those whores and stuff, and like you don't pay attention to me. And she's like, basically, then he's like, get out of here and go take the cab out of here. And she's like, well, I want a divorce. All right, and this is not working. And then Johnny and then after the divorce line, that's when Simpson's like kind of realizes like, oh shit, I kind of fucked up over here.
Yeah.
All right. So now we have Johnny on the operation table. Okay, Dr. Wendell. He is distracted by what his wife said to him, pretending. She's like, you could pretend to be a doctor. I was like, pretend to be a doctor?
Ooh.
I don't know, that might be a little tough. All right.
Yeah.
And she's even said, like, let the guy die, all this crazy stuff she was saying, and how she wants a divorce, and she knows that she's been banging whores and all this stuff. And eventually the Dr. Wendell is so distracted that he doesn't operate on Johnny, and Johnny dies. Okay. Yeah. And then when Johnny dies, that's when Jessica starts freaking out because she saw, I guess she can just watch the whole operation or something. And she saw that Wendell didn't really do anything to help out Johnny. And now she's like, upset that her boy died.
Yeah, that's kind of why I missed that. Maybe I looked away, but I was kind of wondering how she knew that Wendell or Guido caused his death. Like, I don't know how she knew, or did she just assume that he didn't save Johnny?
It's either that she was watching the procedure, or she just knew like he didn't really do anything to help. All right. Yeah. So the Dr. Simpson leaves and stuff, and Jessica's out there calling him a bitch and a son of a bitch, and why'd you let him die and stuff. So now she's back at home. She's watching videos of Johnny playing the piano. And then forcing himself on her. So they had like a weird. It's like. I don't know how to explain this one. I mean, I could be wrong, but it looked like it was like a mutual abusive relationship.
You mean between Johnny and Jessica?
Jessica, yeah, because they were happy together, and then when Johnny wanted sex, they weren't happy. So it's very interesting. So
yeah, I don't know. Like, I still think part of it was like she was into this like dominating relationship with him. But it's undetermined whether she wanted to be in that relationship or not.
Yeah,
I think.
So now the Dr. Simpson is trying to make up to his wife, and they're going to go talk over dinner. Okay. And then this is when, so the Simpson's at work. He gets a note from Jessica. It said, "Why did you let him die?" And then he gets a phone call from her saying, "Why?" Apparently, Jessica can just get to this guy everywhere. Jessica gives him a note. "Why'd you let him die?" Yeah. She calls his office. "Why'd you let him die?" She even calls the maid at his house. So I don't know where she got all this information from, but she got it all. Here. Maybe
she just looked it up in the phone book, because maybe back then you could just do that. I don't know.
Yeah. So now Simpson, Wendell and Carol are having a nice romantic dinner. Okay. And he wants to get back together. He wants to start over again. She doesn't have a ring on. She doesn't feel like she needs to have a ring on. Okay. Because he's not loyal. He wants to have her back. And then she's basically like, "Well, if you want me back, we have to have sex tonight. Okay. And I have needs too." So then they go into the bed. Now she's naked, Bush, of course. All right. And she is telling him, "I need you to have sex with me like you're prostitutes, because I'm a woman and I'm your whore."
Yeah. Like, so because he doesn't want to have sex with her.
Yeah.
He only wants to have sex with whores.
Yeah. He's like Al Bundy.
Yeah.
Just not as cool.
Yeah. But yeah, not as cool, and definitely not as cool. But yeah, and he would kind of. So she's mad because he didn't want to have sex with her, but he would have sex with whores all the time. So now she's his. She wants to be his whore, so he'll have sex with her. Which
I mean, it's just a wife trying to get back her husband, basically, and she wants all his fantasies and desires to be on her. That's basically what we're seeing here. But he tries a little bit. Phone call obviously happens. And she's like, "Don't answer it, don't answer it, don't answer it. We're right in the middle of this." And of course, he goes to answer it. And then the phone gets off. And then he just says, "Well, we tried. I tried." I
tried. Gotta go.
She leaves all pissed off. She's like, "Please come back. I can't help it. It's not my fault you didn't have red shit all over your face." All right?
Yeah.
All right. So now, then the phone answers again. And now Jessica is saying, "You let him die." He's like, "Oh, God." All right. So now we see Jessica smiling, and now she's getting dressed in the rain. And then this is the next morning. Jessica sneaks into the doctor's car. Apparently she knows everything about this guy. She's like that, what was that movie? That revenge movie? Fuck.
Fatal Attraction?
Yeah, that one, yeah. She's just so obsessed that she found everything about this guy. So she kidnaps the doctor. She makes the doctor drive all the way back to the house that her and Johnny had. All right, she ties him up. The dog is freaking out the whole time. She smashes up his car. All right, and while she's doing that, she hums and sings during the whole time.
Yeah, it's weird.
She calms down the dog. All right, she says, "Now that I got you, I'm not talking to your receptions or nothing." I was like, "You talked to him the whole time. Like, you gave him a note. You talked to him like 3 times on the phone."
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
He's not hard for her to find.
She's like, "How long have you been murdering young men?" All right, on the operating table. That's what she tells him. And then now Jessica starts having a bunch of flashbacks. Many flashbacks she has of herself and Johnny. Many flashbacks. Of course, Johnny, same thing. "I can't live without you." Same thing. "I love you. I'm obsessed with you. Let's fuck." That's all he does. All right. And then I like it, though. He's like, "Here's a creepy doll, by the way." All right. And by the way.
And then he says, "It reminds me of you. It has your eyes." I'm like, okay. This is a creepy fuck, but all right.
I'm looking at this thing. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
He's like, "Well, I'm obsessed with you." Okay, thanks, Johnny. We know.
Yeah.
Fuck, stop saying it. God damn. All right, so now he's like, then she goes on. Now she's out of her flash. There's a bunch of this in a flashback, out of flashback. Why'd you let him die? All right. And he's like, no, a doctor says he's bleeding. He was like, I tried my best. And then the doctor starts peeing his pants and she calls him out. It's like, oh, the doctor pees his pants. I see.
No, you're a big doctor and you piss yourself. He only peed himself a little bit though.
Yeah, just a little bit.
You know what I mean? Just a tiny little bit. You know?
And she's all like, you're such a big freaking man. And he's like, men must pay for their mistakes. And then she pulls out a knife, and finally we get some Fulci cool scenes where she pulls out the knife and we get some RPG Italian music. I was like, finally it arrives. I've been waiting for it the whole time, and it's finally here.
Yeah, I was the same way when I was watching it. I was like, when is the horror going to come? But then there it goes.
There it is right here. So she looks at him. She says she's going to kill him. All right. But she's like, maybe I should have you kill yourself. So she puts the knife in front of him. She says, to reach the knife, you got to strangle yourself. All right. And he tries to do it, but he doesn't fully go for it. Now she's having flashbacks of having a baby. She's telling Johnny that she wants this baby. She wants to keep this baby because she wants something of their own. And John's like, well, you got me. And she's like, no, we are not even married, Johnny. I want something of my own. You're inside. You're a crazy fuck. All right.
Yeah, not exactly what I had in mind.
All right. So now same thing. I love you. I'm obsessed with you. Let's fuck. All right. So now Jessica, she wakes up and now her vagina is hurting. I guess the dreams of trauma is hurting her pregnancy, I guess. That's the only thing I can think of. And then she goes to the doctor, says, you don't know what it's like to be a woman. She puts the dog outside. She's now upset because he killed John and she can never be a mother again. So I guess is she losing the baby or something?
Yeah, she has a miscarriage. That's what's happening.
But I didn't
see she's losing the baby.
Okay.
Well,
so now this is when we get a. I feel like this is like a fetish. A lot of people.
This whole movie is a fetish.
So
it's
doctor,
full of fetishes.
The doctor is cut up. He's tied up, right?
Yeah.
She's above him naked. She's butt ass naked right now. She takes the knife. She cuts his face.
Yeah.
She pours his blood on her bushy area, not the vagina, but the bushy area. All right, her stomach and stuff. And then she proceeds to rub his blood on her bushy area. And the doctor, brother, he was in heaven. He was like, yeah, buddy. And she was all like, you like licking your own blood. All right. So, that was an interesting one seen on here. So then she's like, then she started talking about more about murder and stuff. So now she brings him on the beach, which I feel like she's dog chaining him, which is another fetish. And now she tries to drown him on the beach. All right. She says, I own you. I will decide when you die. All right. She makes him drown. All right. And she's like, oh shit, he's actually drowning now. It's like, I don't want you to, be gone that easy. So she takes him out of the water. She gets the water out. Now she starts making out with him or doing mouth to mouth, but then she starts licking him.
Or something. Yeah.
Maybe that's the Italian way to do mouth to mouth. You just, you
just lick them
and then you lick them. Yeah.
You just lick them.
She says, I don't want you to go on like that because I'm going to kill you. All right. So now, guess what? She's butt ass naked.
She's naked again.
She asks, why did Johnny leave her? She has another flashback about Johnny recording. I guess he was recording her having a gun near her pussy.
So, if it had not been for the movie theater dick sucking scene, this would have been the most shocking part of this movie. Where he's like photographing her. So I guess it's supposed to be art, quote unquote.
That's right. Yes.
It's supposed to be art, right? Art so, and he's taking a picture of her, and then she's like, why do I have a gun between my legs or something like that? And then there's like a gun like pointing at her pussy. Like, what the fuck? What am I watching?
And Johnny's like,
was this Fulci's idea?
It's art. Yes,
it's
maybe
art.
Maybe this is the too far she was talking about.
Maybe with the gun between her pussy. Yeah, maybe maybe this is the too far she was talking about.
All right. So now, once she gets out of that dream sequence, now she has the gun and she pretends to shoot herself. So now she walks around the house naked.
Mm-hmm.
Samson now is trying to flirt because, he was he is having the time of his life being captured up over here. The Samson guy.
Yeah.
He's like, I got to see red. I got to suck my own blood. This girl licked my face. She almost drowned me. He is all about these fetishes, brother. He is having a great time. All right. And says she's beautiful. She's like, flattering me is not going to stop me killing you. He's like, I know, but you're still beautiful. Mm-hmm. And she's like, here, if the dog can eat this food, you can. And he starts eating the food. I'm like, you know what? I bet that's another fetish too. Like how? Like,
that's what I was thinking too when I saw it. As the dog can eat this, you can. I'm like, oof. Yeah. Okay.
Then he asked, like, what's your name? My name's Wendell. You haven't told me your name yet. All right. And then she's like, well, I want you to help me fix this baby. She gives him the doll. Mm-hmm. She's like, I want you to help me fix this baby, and maybe I can think about you leaving.
Yeah. Right?
And then this is when Dr. Wendell gives a big speech about the devil's honey story, which is like, I guess, somebody who lost everything, sad, depressed, but it's like overcomes again. Of joy.
Yes, some sort of. Yeah, I think so.
And she said, you don't want to know my name? And he starts kissing her body. And he kisses the whole body. Like he kisses all her body.
All of her body, yeah.
And then after he's done kissing her body, he comes down. He starts to kiss her feet. Then she pours some wax on his back. And then probably the coolest line Jessica gave in this whole film, she says,
yes.
My name is Fear, a.k.a. Jessica.
No, well, she says, so I kind of cracked up when she said this, but she says, my name is Fear, but you can call me Jessica.
Oh, yeah, that's. Shouldn't have been like the
it's
opposite.
Cool.
My name is Jessica.
Yeah, my name is Jessica. You call me Fear.
Oops.
Yeah, it's insane, but yeah.
So then she rocks upstairs naked. We have a flashback of Johnny. All right. Saying, like, telling Jessica, why are you so mean and mad at the world? Mm. All right. He starts Italian kissing her.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He wants Johnny, same thing. I mean, this guy is like a broken fucking record at this point. Like, he wants her.
Yeah.
He wants her to be faithful to her, or wants her to be all about him, obsessed with him, blah, blah, blah. I mean, gosh, shut up. No wonder she was pissed off all the time. This guy would not shut the fuck up, bro. God.
Exactly. No kidding. Just take a break, man.
So now after this scene of him saying the same shit that we heard the whole fucking movie, now the dog is randomly dead. For no reason.
For no reason. Yeah, I was kind of confused about this myself, but I'm glad you didn't understand it any more than I did.
I think it's like one of those artsy metaphors where everything in her life is dying. And she's trying to she's going to resurrect and be anew. She's going to be a new devil's honey. She had all this loss and all this heartbreak and all this abuse and all this stuff to her, and now she's going to fearly blossom into a new to something. Okay.
Let's see. So you definitely got more out of this than I did.
Well, I'm an artsy man. You know that?
You are. Yeah, you're the first. I mean? That's the first thing I think of about you is that you're into like artsy stuff and movies. I can
stare at blank walls and come up with millions of stories. All right.
Yeah, that's true. So
speaking of that, there was a scene of her just staring at the wall, which I liked. All right, so now, so the dog didn't make any sense to me of why he died, but she basically gets naked again because we have to have a quota of her getting naked, and she buries her sweater with the dog for some reason.
All right, so now, so I want to speculate here.
Yeah.
So she's burying the dog on the beach, right?
Yeah.
Because the dog died, and then she takes her sweater off and she's naked again, and then she puts it on top of the dog and then buries it. So I feel like there's two possibilities in this situation. So that's not a fake dog. Like you can just tell by the way it looks and the way the sweater falls on it that it's a real dog. So either one, they killed a real dog for this movie, which it's an Italian movie, so I wouldn't put that past them. I mean, we've talked about that before, how they've killed a bunch of animals in movies before, like this cannibal movies and all those. But I'm wondering if she takes the sweater off and puts it in the hole with the dog so that she's covering the live dog up that's trained to lie really still.
Yeah.
So that they don't throw sand on the dog.
Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like, and it has a double point because she gets naked again. And two, it keeps the dog them from throwing sand on the dog's face.
Yeah,
so I'm wondering if maybe that's why. So I thought that was kind of weird. But anyway, but yes, for some reason she takes her sweater off, buries it with the dog. For some reason,
and walks around her nice secluded beach area, just naked all the time.
Completely naked. Yeah.
Maybe it's a nude beach. You know what
I mean? Maybe. Yeah.
So now we're flashback again. Johnny's mad. He throws the doll. I'm not sure why he was mad, but he's just mad. We have naked Jessica. She's fully naked now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Completely naked now. Yeah.
She now says, "At least I have you. I have the doll." So she had a flashback of the doll, but now she has the doll. Okay. So now she pours water on a towel, and then now she starts cleaning off Dr. Wyndham, washing his face. He says, "Thank you." She's like, "Don't thank me. I just wanted you to clean before you die." All right.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'm gonna kill you probably today.
Yeah.
So start
probably today. That was fantastic. I love that part.
So now we have another flashback of young Johnny and Jessica kissing all around Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Then they see another young couple kissing, which I believe was Nikki and Sandra.
Yeah.
She's all saying, "How come we can't just be this happy like them 24/7?" All right.
Why? Because Johnny's crazy and so are you.
I like my notes here. They run outside in Italy not naked.
Surprised. I know, because you could. Yeah, I mean, we need to start a drinking game, but every time she takes her clothes off, we'd be wasted at this point.
We'd be fucked up, bro. So then they go. This is like, I don't know why this is here either, but this cracked me up too. So they run around. It's raining, right? They run around and they go to a random like newspaper stand, and they're like, "Hey, and Johnny's like, I need to buy you a gift because I'm obsessed with you." By the way, did you realize that I'm obsessed with you?
I'm obsessed. Yes.
Let's fuck.
Wow.
What about this bracelet? It's like, oh yes, and this guy's like, oh yes, do you know the story behind these bracelets? They have magical, mystical powers of love.
This is also weird, but yes.
And then the guy was like, it's only a couple bucks. That cracked me up. I don't know why. It's only a couple bucks.
That's great.
All right. So now they see the naked guy. All right. And they're asking like, oh, what happened to Sandra? It's like, well, she went upstairs and stuff. And then Jessica's like, okay, well, maybe I want to go back to the hotel. It's like, oh, it's too early to go back to the hotel. Let's go catch this movie and everything. Everything was very European during this. Oh, let's go catch a flick. All right. So they all agreed to go catch a European flick.
Yeah.
So
possibly a sex movie.
So who knows what the fuck this thing was.
Who knows?
So to surprise to no one, guess what? Our boy Johnny, he just so happened to be horny.
Yes, shocking.
I couldn't believe it, man. I mean, if you would have told me this Johnny guy was horny, I could not believe you at all in this film.
No.
So he starts kissing Jessica, right? All right, in the theater. And Alison, do you want to explain what our boy Johnny? Let's just say he wanted to have a menage a trois.
Yeah. Do I want to explain this? Not really, but I will. So this is kind of as crazy as it sounds. So basically, so you got Johnny sitting in the middle.
Yeah.
And then on his left, you have Jessica.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, you have Nikki. Right. You have Nikki. And then so he starts making out with her, and then all of a sudden, for reasons unknown to us, Nikki decides to just suck Johnny's dick.
Yeah. Well, I think
that's pretty much it.
I think it's like a European thing.
I maybe.
You know what I mean?
Maybe
you
it
go
is.
down there.
I don't know.
Maybe all of our European listeners can let us know.
Is that normal when you're the third wheel with your buddy and his girlfriend at the movies? Do you just suck his dick? Is that a European thing? We just lost all our European listeners probably. I don't know.
All right, it's a rite of passage, brother. All right. You got to be one with your saxophone player, man. Maybe Mickey
I guess so.
Maybe he is wrapped up in that saxophone sex. All right.
Yeah, maybe he just wanted to play Johnny's horn. I don't know.
So apparently, though, Johnny did not inform Jessica that Johnny likes it both
this
ways
might happen
because she was freaking out. What the hell's going on? But he didn't care anyway. He just wanted it to happen.
I essentially had the same reaction she did.
So now she is back, and now she throws the love bracelet away. The magical love bracelet is no more. Because remember, she's spreading anew. She's becoming a new woman. Okay. Now she goes to unlock the doctor's collars.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when we cut to Jessica's now in bed staring at the wall. Doctor doesn't leave. Wendell. He comes in to her room. She tells him to go. He doesn't go. He starts kissing her all over. He is now a stud because he is about to be finally pushing it in there and not, being a 20-second man. So he pushes in there. Nope. He finishes early.
Yep.
And then she asks him about the devil's honey story again. He says it. And then that's it. The plot ends.
That's it.
And ends a movie I will probably never watch again in my life.
Absolutely not.
But it is a very interesting Fulci tale. And I did not expect this to be in his categories of film.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. This one was, like I said, probably won't be in my rotation of films. I'm not all about horror. No. I like different genres of films.
Yeah,
I like action films. I like, we do stuff on here. We've done, obviously we mostly talk about horror movies and shit like that. But, I like other
but we do like
dramas.
Yeah, we do like to branch out and talk about horror directors when they do other kinds of movies like this or Conquest. Will I ever watch this movie again? No, probably not. I might want that 4K Blu-ray just to have it in my collection, but it's probably something I would probably never open. And not because of its content, it's just not great,
I think the extras would be very fun in that one. That's what I would like.
I agree with that.
I like to find out a little bit more like out of their words. I would like to figure out, what they were thinking about this film. But I mean, we've done love stories,
sort of
in the past and stuff, but this one is definitely interesting. So, but everybody, thanks for joining us as we keep the Fulci train going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one's not it, brother. We still got a couple more to go.
We do.
I believe we got one more to go. All right,
one more.
And for next week, we're going to be doing The Touch of Death.
This is going to be a good one, I think.
So we'll see how this one goes.
We'll see.
In the Fulci universe. Will it be a little different than the Devil's Honey or the Black Cat or Conquest or all the ones we've done on here or Agnima? So we'll give our when we do The Touch of Death, probably at that episode, we'll give our thoughts about which one we enjoyed the most out of this month. I said, if you guys want to give your thoughts about this movie, comment below on the YouTubes. Like and subscribe to us, helps the channel grow. I know we probably get monetized a lot, but it is what it is. We would like to be our authentic selves on here.
Or demonetized a lot. Yeah. So it is. So, I mean, they don't like to hear the things that we talk about sometimes. Yeah. So, but it's all good. But we have to be ourselves, though, right?
Yeah. But like and subscribe on there, comment on there. We always try to reply back to all the comments. If you all want to email us, retroblood69@gmail.com, maybe give us a story about the movie we reviewed. And if you have like a fun story of how you find out the film and stuff like that, I'll read it on the air. Like and subscribe to the podcast. We're on Apple, Spotify, Podbeam, everywhere you can find your podcast. Of course, on the podcast, we play music on there because, they don't censor that too much on there, demonetize that. YouTube's we don't. But yeah, Touch of Death will be next. And then we'll give you all the schedule for September, which should be a very fun September month.
Yes.
Should be cool. And then, of course, we're creeping closer to our big Halloween anniversary reviews. I can't wait.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
This could be fun.
We may be doing we may possibly be doing our last ever Battle of the Halloween Havocs this year.
Yeah.
Because they're all leaving Peacock. So I don't know if we're going to be able to do it next year or not.
That's true. Yeah.
Now, I don't know where that's going to end up. But anyway.
It's possible that we can get them off the YouTubes. But I think
we'll see what happens in the future.
We'll have to see what happens to the archives. But yeah, this might be the last Battle of the Halloween Havocs, which sucks because it's one
we got to make it a good one. Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows to do every year. Yeah.
But if not, we'll replace it. I do have another Lights Out review. I'm thinking about doing. I'll go over with you and Alison. I think it'll be kind of fun. But before we get out of there, what Mastodon song should we play to get us out of here there, Alison?
Man, let's play the last song off the album I talked about, Crack the Sky. This song's called The Last Baron. Let's play that for Brent. Yeah.
Because Jessica was a lot like the Last Baron. You know what I mean? She had all this trauma, all this abuse, all this sexual tension with blood on her and saxophones on her and stuff. She's just trying to be anew. All right. She just wants to have weird sex with that doctor guy. All right. But everybody, J.H. Alison, James Kline, we'll see you all next week.
See you guys. Rest in peace, Brent.
Rest in peace.